After Brandon and Rachel crashed through the battered gates of the derelict, long-forgotten government facility, Rachel let out a groan, pressing her palm to her aching head. "Ugh, my head, we must be flown for miles," she muttered, still reeling from the impact. I blinked the blur from my eyes and peered around, the strange, musty air thick with dust motes. "Just look at this place. It's absolutely littered with VHS tapes," I said, my voice echoing in the cavernous, shadowy space. That S when we heard a deep, thunderous banging reverberating from somewhere in the bowels of the building. Rachel's eyes flashed with excitement and a hint of nerves. "Come on, we have to check out what's making that noise," she insisted, grabbing my arm and pulling me further inside. The facility sprawled on and on, endless corridors filled with forgotten tech and heaps of tapes, as if we were lost in a maze for hours. Eventually, we found ourselves facing a heavy, rusted door, its faded sign barely legible, "Keep out." There was no turning back. We snapped the old lock with a crowbar we found, forcing the door open. Total blackness. I felt along the chipped concrete wall, desperate for a light switch. When my fingers finally found it, the light sputtered and flickered, then blazed on and we saw them. The source of all that relentless banging. Caged up in the far corner were our friends from YouTube: Ash Curry, Markiplier, Core Extension, and Luigi Kid. They looked battered but alive, peering out from behind iron bars. Suddenly, it all made sense. This was where those cursed, malevolent puppets had dragged them. "Get out of here now. It's a trap." Corey's warning rang out, his voice urgent. But before we could react, every single light in the building snapped off. Darkness smothered us instantly. Rachel stretched her arms forward, feeling her way toward the cages. "We have to get you guys out of there," she said, her voice trembling but determined. I stared at my palm, focusing hard to summon a fireball. The first try fizzled out, but on my second attempt, a bright orb of flame sprang to life in my hand. "Got light," I announced, holding the fireball high to illuminate the room. From somewhere deeper, beyond the mountains of VHS tapes, a low, ominous rumble shook the walls. Rachel's voice was tight with fear. "What was that?" Ash answered, her voice grave. "It's them. The cartoons, they're coming out of every TV in the place. There's hundreds of them." I was just about to shout, "YouTubers, assemble." But Corey got there first, yelling it with more energy than I could muster. It didn't matter. We had our team back, and now we were ready. We turned to face the pitch-black hallway, the tension crackling in the air as we braced for the horrors that would soon emerge. Suddenly, Rachel leaned closer to me and whispered, "Brandon, please tell me you're the one grabbing my ass right now." My stomach dropped. We turned around, slow and wary, and there was Quagmire, hunched over, his slimy hands on my girlfriend's butt, grinning that disgusting grin. He almost managed to slide his fingers further, but Rachel spun and smacked him so hard he reeled back. "Oh, fantastic," she snapped. "Now we have to deal with pervy Adult Swim cartoons too." And then, chaos erupted. Dozens, no, hundreds of evil cartoon monstrosities surged down the hallway, their faces twisted with malice. "They're coming." Get ready! I yelled, adrenaline flooding my veins. I recognized them all: Adventure Time, Rugrats, Hey Arnold, Courage the Cowardly Dog, Invader Zim, Winx Club, Fanboy and Chum Chum, Codename, Kids Next Door, Dora the Explorer, Magic School Bus, South Park, Family Guy, Sonic X, The Simpsons, Rick and Morty, Super Mario Show, My Life as a Teenage Robot, Cars, Monsters Incorporated, Toy Story, A Bug-S Life, Aladdin, Lion King, Moana, Hotel Transylvania, Frozen, Phineas and Ferb, and Unstoppable Army, every cartoon from our childhood and nightmares, all twisted with evil intent. Luigi Kid shot me a look. Got any more of those power-ups, man? I grinned, feeling the surge of creative energy in my veins. No, but I can make us all stronger with the power of creation. I snapped my fingers, and in an instant, we were transformed superheroes, each of us rippling with freakish, Dragon Ball Z tier muscles. Rachel and Ash looked both ridiculous and awesome, their new strength radiating off them like heat waves. Now we're playing on the same level, I said, charging up my energy and unleashing a blast so powerful it didn't just obliterate Lightning McQueen, it wiped out the entire Cars universe in one shot, erasing them from existence. What the fuck are you? A twisted cartoon character screamed, right before I blew its head clean off with another shot. The cartoon army surged at us, shrieking and snarling. Corey, glowing with energy, fused his aura into his katana, slashing and firing devastating beams. Oh yeah! He yelled, decapitating 5 characters with a single, sweeping stroke. Mark was locked in brutal hand-to-hand combat with Peter Griffin and Homer Simpson, trading blows until he landed a punch so hard it finished both of them in a single strike. Ash went full berserker on an evil Dora and Boots, skewering and slicing until nothing was left but shreds of fur and cartoon blood. I stood back for a second, watching the chaos, a weird sense of pride swelling in my chest as I saw my friends tearing through monsters. Suddenly, a monstrous, hyper-realistic Mario appeared out of nowhere, his eyes blazing. I've heard what you did to the video game Marios, but you haven't faced a cartoon one yet, he snarled. No, he is mine. A demonic Sonic hissed, stepping out of the shadows. I rolled my eyes. Let me guess, you two are from the Mario Super Show and Sonic X. Before they could even answer, I darted forward and smashed them both with a single punch, launching them through the concrete wall and out of the building, their bodies tumbling into the night. Disappointing, I muttered, turning away as Luigi Kid incinerated the South Park kids with concentrated energy beams, their screams fading fast. Rachel was nearly mauled by Simba, but she snatched his tail and tore it right off, sending him shrieking back into the horde. Phineas and Ferb scrambled to assemble some wild contraption, but Corey was too fast. He sliced right through them before they could even finish. Then I spotted Sully and Mike from Monsters Incorporated barreling toward me. I fired a barrage of key blasts, but they dodged with surprising agility. Sully charged, his massive bulk slamming into me with bone-crushing force, knocking the air from my lungs. For a second, I saw stars. He hit like a freight train. You just made your last mistake, I growled, summoning all my strength. With one swift, Brutal motion, I leapt up and drove my fist clean through Sully's chest. His body detonated from the inside, spraying blood, fur, and viscera everywhere. Mike tried to run, squealing in terror, but I was on him in a flash. I grabbed him and ripped him in half, tossing the pieces aside as the blood and gore rained down. "Seatbelts, everyone!" Miss Frizzle yelled, her voice echoing through the chaos. But honestly, it didn't make a difference. The bus shrank down in a flash of blinding light and zipped straight into Mark's mouth. The kids didn't stand a chance, not a single scream, not a single protest. Inside, Mark's body was like a furnace, some kind of dark energy pulsing and surging, crushing and frying them instantly. It was like the bus and the children aboard were never even there, erased in a blink. No one could have seen that coming, not even Miss Frizzle's wildest field trips ever ended like this. Woody and Buzz. They were only a few steps away, eyes locked on Rachel, maybe thinking they had the upper hand. They went for their classic move, guns drawn, ready for action. But Rachel was faster, and by now, the look in her eyes meant no mercy. With a practiced motion, she